My fellow Americans, this is John Muntean talking to you again from MunteenForAmerica.com. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy this short video. The purpose of this video is to talk briefly about our nation's economy and where I see us moving forward. Now, I am no economist. I have no advanced degree. And I'm sure that there will be economists out there that want to dismiss anything I have to say out of hand. Considering that many of them, I think, agree with the current way we're doing business and the structure to their advantage, I'm going to discount some of that, would discount some of that criticism. But if someone like a Thomas Sowell were to look at me and say, Muntean, you're crazy, that might carry a lot of weight for me. But until then, I'll consider the source. The first thing I think we need to make sure we do as a nation is get our national fiscal house in order. You know, I've been a firm believer in saying debt causes decisions. Debt controls you, whether it's individually or corporately. Certainly at a national level it is. We can no longer say the John Maynard Keynes school of thought applies. We cannot spend our way into borrow our way into prosperity. We cannot continue down a road of debt first and think we're ever going to improve as a nation and eventually survive as a nation. I have some ideas on how to do that, how to change our trajectory of debt from a national standpoint, where I see a model where we can actually become a debt-free nation. And I look forward to discussing that with you in the future, but I do believe there is a way to get our fiscal house in order. The next thing I will say is every time our nation has faced economic uncertainty, there have been two ways to tackle that problem. More debt, more government spending, or, which comes with more regulation, or lowering tax rates and deregulation to promote economic growth. And you got to spend less money. That's where I want this nation to head. We've seen it work in the past. We saw it work under the previous administration. And I think we need to go back to that if we want to continue to have this economy grow, have everyone prosper. The next thing I want to see us do is return as much manufacturing back to this nation as humanly possible. We can do that through incentives to companies to come back and rebuild the infrastructure, the manufacturing infrastructure in this country. And I think we can do that. Because here's the bottom line. Whether or not you're headquartered in this nation or not, if your manufacturing is not in this country, you may trade on the New York Stock Exchange, but you are not an American company. You are beholden to whatever government it is that exists around your manufacturing process. We need to fix that. Our American workers are the best workers the world has ever seen, and everybody in the world knows that. I say we empower those people rather than enrich people around the world that do not share our values. And I want to see all industry, not just heavy industry. I want to see a renaissance of textile industry, of all manufacturing processes back to this country, where made in America means something and everybody else in the world knows it. We can compete, we can do so economically, we can do so efficiently, we can do so ecologically better than anybody else in the world. Let's turn on the American worker and reinvigorate the world by showing them how we can do something better than they can. Part of that, if we're going to have this kind of renaissance in manufacturing, we've got to be energy independent, period. We have to find the most efficient and ecological ways to maximize all of our natural resources to produce the energy efficiently and become an exporter of energy, not an importer. We got there before, we can get there again. We got to build this pipeline to preserve and protect as much of our ecology as we can. And we've got to explore and maximize the use of every bit of natural resources we have. Next thing we have to do is make sure that we have trade opportunities that are fair and balanced for this nation and our trading partners. We are the world's largest economy. Everybody wants to sell here because everybody can sell here. But we have to have the same opportunities to sell elsewhere. And those opportunities, those agreements to do that need to be fair on both sides so that all can benefit from the size of our economy and as an outlet for our manufactured goods. That will be one of my main focuses, to find places to sell the abundance of our productivity. And that goes, the next phase of that, for that expansion in trade, is agriculture. Right now we subsidize farmers to not grow at their maximum capacity. And we gotta fix that. We need to have a growth in infrastructure for processing and preparing our agricultural products so we can turn on our farmers and say, grow and develop as much as you can, and we will find a place to sell it. Farmers are the backbone of this nation, the backbone of this world. We feed the planet. And we don't need them intentionally underperforming. Let them build it as much as they can, do as much as they can, and it will be our job to find places for them to sell it. Those are things I think we can do, and that's just the foundation of how I see this economy moving forward. I can provide more details, and I certainly will provide more details. But as a snapshot, that's where I see us going. That's what I think we can do, and I hope you agree. Again, this is John Muntean from MunteenForAmerica.com. Thank you, God bless, and God bless America.